started. Welcome to Developers Meeting on Sunday, 26th of February 23. Um, yeah, we were just discussing triangulation. I wanted to just point out, and please all correct me if I'm wrong. A fisheye has different distance capabilities. Let's say if you look vertically up, you have less atmosphere as you look horizontally. So you have a more clear picture vertically as horizontally. And we can probably, and we hope we match this, benchmark with the ISS on 422 kilometers. But horizontally, when you are, let's say, at 2 meters ground level, the horizon is 34 kilometers away, okay, at the equator. So everything beyond that is invisible because it falls behind the Kim, right?
Not
So,
including mountains.
so horizontally, you're limited just by the curvature of the Earth, and vertically, and of course, you're always limited by the atmosphere. Christian is right. But Christian, please don't take me wrong. Um, things, it always depends on the mass of the atmosphere between the optic and the object. And of course, horizontally you have more. But if the object is closer, let's say 30 kilometers distance between two stations, that's different as if this distance is compared to vertical. So I think, yes, we can triangulate when stations are on 30 kilometers distance. Because then they are in visual distance. Every station can see the other one because of the curvature of the Earth. No comment, Christian? Okay. He stepped out. Okay. So first of all, hey Ido, good to see you back. I hope you recovered from your last 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you.
Great to have you back.
Thanks.
One other person who is very much missing here is the ghost, or Michael.
Ghost.
Michael from
Yeah.
Washington. We haven't seen you, Michael, if you see this video, we haven't seen you 3 weeks now. And we were curious what's up because we are going to send you stuff and we need you to print stuff and so forth. So whenever you see this, please drop in back.
Yeah, I hope he's okay.
Yeah. But I think it's very winter time there, and they had some blizzards up north, and he's close to the Canadian border, so he can be offline at the moment.
We hope he is not eaten by Sasquatch.
By Sasquatch, yeah. So let's first do some things on the organizational stuff. As you already have read, I got a bunch of orange pies here with all these other ingredients and so forth. And we are going to redistribute them. Meaning, I've seen there's a need of 5 in the US right now, Tommy. So I will send you, let's say, a couple more, let's say 8 or so, to the US so that you can redistribute 4 and keep 1 for yourself and 4 or 3 in just in custody for if there's a need in the future. And I will redistribute the rest here in Europe and Australia.
Do you have any more stations built right now? The base?
There are, so we have now 23 enclosures produced and sent out.
Yeah.
15 are already with the people and 8 are in transit at the moment.
So you don't have any in stock to get rid of?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, that's fine.
Not at the moment.
Yeah, I was just going to tell you to send those with them, but if you don't have any, don't worry about it. I'll get it on the next batch.
Okay. So, Tommy, I will send you a package with these, including a list of addresses. And can you please redistribute within the US, and then please make a list so that we can refund you your expenses. Sure. Perfect, great. So one thing to mention is the camera. So I think all of you got the camera by now and the optic. The adapter is printed by two people right now. One is Oliver for the European people, and one is Wayne. Is about to, let's say, Wayne for doing this for the US people.
Yeah, as soon as I get a camera so I can make sure mine fits.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. What are you doing about that? Are you sending him one, Richard?
Pardon me again, once again. What did you say?
You sending him a camera?
No, Wayne does not have a camera yet. We are working on that. So today we agreed that we sent Wayne one, and now next thing I would talk to you and please give us an offer and to send it over to Wayne and so forth. And so forth. It's all in the making. Wayne, in the next, let's say, next 1 or 2 weeks, you should receive stuff. So it is very important for us, Wayne, that because in that case we establish you as a 3D printer for us. So we also send
That's
you
fine.
the camera that you can reference your camera with the prints you produce, for example.
That's fine. Yep.
Because we just saw now you print something, you cannot test it and send it over to Tommy. That's to shorten that, yeah. So you have a shorter cycle.
I'm just going to send my camera to him. That way, because he needs it for 3D printing to verify. I'm just doing it to build stuff. He
needs an optic as well. So
yeah, I'm going to send
I'm going to send him a set or
I'm going to send him the 50mm lens that I'm working with, and then I can get the Mikey and send with it.
No, the 50mm lens doesn't make sense here. He needs the fisheye.
Hold on, it is for me. It is for me.
Yeah, I'll make him one. I don't mind.
He's doing something for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. Okay, got it.
Right.
I enjoy printing.
All right. So what we also saw, Wayne, is that you showed us in Blender that two objects did not align. First of all, we would not recommend using Blender for this.
Yeah.
This two certainly fit because we printed it here. I could show you, Oliver, you can show him, Christian, please show him. We reproduced already on several people and tested, and it is aligned, it works.
Yeah, I think the problem is I got the All Sky Cam adapter in an STL file, but I think the carrier came as something else, and I had to use a program to convert it to an STL, and I think that's where the problem come in.
Okay, I don't know where you got
and I'm not going to.
We only produce STLs, so I have no idea where you got that one.
As you can see, no
the
no
bolt holes
gaps.
all line up. The bolt holes all line up, huh?
Yeah.
And everything is aligned pretty good.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, they are flat.
May I suggest something? I saw that you are printing with ASA. With ABS. Yeah, which has a much higher shrinking rate than the material we use. What I would like to do is, because you can't buy this material in the US, I would send you a filament like this. It's very easy to print, has nearly no shrinking, withstands 140 degrees centigrade in heat temperature, stable. And you can use it when we go on. You can use it in the enclosure, just not for the not only for the table stand. And so I would suggest I send you some material, and you will see. I think it will be fun for you to print with this.
What's it called?
This is called BDP or Green Tech Pro. It's produced in Austria, and it's made out of wood. It's lignin. So it's a biodegradable material, and it's withstanding 140 degrees Celsius. So I think you will find it pretty fine. You can print it on any printer. Ido can print it on his. No high temperatures, neither for the nozzle nor for the heat bed. So I think this is pretty useful stuff.
Does yours line up there, Tommy?
Dead on.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Dead on.
Okay.
I can do it this way, or I can do it this way. Either way, it's dead on. They're perfect.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
So the only thing is that does not work with your adapter is you cannot put the camera in, right?
Yeah, it gets close, but it's just it's not enough to go all the way down. It
Yeah,
just
okay.
Yeah,
won't
it's
make
off
it.
by about a millimeter, maybe at the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I would also
Easy
agree
fix.
to Oliver that it's due to the material shrinking.
Yeah, oh yeah. Easy fix.
Easy
Yeah,
fix?
it is. It's an easy fix.
Okay. How do you fix when you say easy fix?
I'm just going to use a Dremel. Use a Dremel and go all the way around.
I'll just design it. I'll just make the hole bigger.
No, please don't.
I mean, it's easy
No,
to
please
do.
don't. That's exactly what we want to discuss today, Wayne. It is important that you
Well,
do not.
just for just for
No.
ABS parts.
No, the problem is this can be a solution between you and Tommy, okay? This can be a solitaire solution. But we have to produce a model that can be reproduced by anyone with any printer. And that's why
it's going to have to be plastic I can get a hold of in the United States. I mean, if that stuff's only available in Europe, you're cutting out a lot of people.
Now, this is not only due to this particular material. You can have other materials. This was just one proposal by Oliver because he loves that material. But there's certainly other material you can use that is not shrinking that much as ABS did with you.
Well, I would think I could order it from Europe and have it shipped, but maybe not.
I'm sure there's material enough in the US. I'm sure. We just have to find the right material for you.
The big one here is PLA.
Yeah, but with PLA, you have maximum temperature withstand of 60 degrees Celsius. So this will not be sufficient in an enclosure. What you could go for
to humidity.
Yeah, what you could go for is ASA, of course.
Polycarbonate.
Also.
Yeah, I have
anything like carbon-based materials from 3DFX, for example, like Carbon X nylon.
They're all black usually, though. I mean,
yeah, but then you can coat them. But everything like that. There is a carbon. There is another material for nylon that includes wood. I think it's from Formfaktura, and it has not the same good values as the Green Tech one, but does the same from the ingredients.
I'll see if I can get the Green Tech.
Yes, please. So what I want to say is not only to you, Wayne, but publicly to all of us. We develop parts, and this part shall not be a special for a special setup, for a special printing, for a special material. We try to model the objects in a way that it can be printed by anyone on any material, any printer, okay? As close as we can. I mean, certainly we cannot cover 100% of all printers in the world, but let's say if we can cover 80%, then we are on the right side. And that's why,
so I have a question.
Please don't make specials.
On this part that you put the thumb screw into to hold the camera.
Yes.
That's not threaded. So how does that?
No.
How does that?
It's not threaded. Of course, it's not threaded. When you look upside down, when you look here, so on the side you have this hole what you were talking about, and exactly here you see an opening.
Oh, okay.
And in the opening goes a four-sided nut. Okay. And
I didn't look that.
And this brings me to the documentation. So first of all, when you go to our website and documentation, then there is the documentation. So I would rather suggest every one of you to have a look into the documentation before you go into setting up your camera or your other stuff, because there are some hints of how to for example, this nut, what kind of nut it is that goes in. And also on the created list of hardware, there's the reference to all these products. If you don't find it locally, you can go buy it from Amazon or take the reference from Amazon and buy it locally, whatever you need. So the references are there. And there's a document in process right now from Christian where he goes deeply into setting up that camera. It is.
I read it. It looks good.
It goes rather deep. I'd say it's quite comprehensive. If it's 28 pages, I'd say it could go with 5 pages, but it's a 28 pages paper. It's not. It looks more work than it actually is. So attaching the camera is a work of no more than 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Although Christian explains it in 28 pages, that's what I want to say. Don't
28. I thought it was 12.
Okay, it felt like 28. No,
it is actually. I think it's 12 pages.
Okay.
Because I used very large images to see everything that is covered.
Detail, yeah. Okay.
It's 22 steps.
That's what I want.
No, 21 steps. It is, but not 28.
Don't be worried about the number of steps. It's really simple, and you can do it in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, but you need the screws and the nuts, of course, and you find the list on the great list of hardware. So I think we have everything covered on the hardware side. Anything else on the hardware side? Oliver? No? All right.
Is that pronounced Gree-Tech or green? Like the color green tech? Or Gree, G-R-E-E?
I think green.
Green?
Yeah, because it contains wood.
I can't even find it on Amazon.
I send you a link with a direct message from a company shipping to the US.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go over to software. Anyone who wants to start, jump on. Hey, by the way, Matti, hi, Matti. And hi, Rebecca, and anyone who I didn't say hello yet. David, hi. Mike, hi. Sorry, guys. So, who wants to start? Anyone who wants to present anything? Lionel.
Yep.
You want to?
Richard, do you hear Fabio?
Okay, I have to step out. Thank you. This is important, Jannik, that you give me a hint like that. Fabio?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So let me start because lights fallen here, and I wanted to show you. I want to just display what I did last week, but I will do directly from the Pi. And let me just join here on the. Okay. Let me join from the Pi here. Just a second.
What happened? No, now I can hear you. You were muted. Yeah.
Is he saying something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to step out.
Turn the lights off here just a second because it's reflecting on my. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have this camera pointing outside from a window here to a wide-angle lens. So it's filming what's displayed here. If you see here, we have the background to the tractor image from on this side. On this side, it's a live view from the camera. Have some parameters here and display for debugging. So everything is running on 16-bit images. Okay. You guys hear, right? Just to be sure.
Yeah, we see it running.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I can change parameters from the camera here, like the gain and a couple of things. Because it's getting darker, so let me change the background subtractor also. Now it's using weight moving invariance as background subtractor. And I have video recording enabled. I can record videos from this live stream if I want. And this is just for me to debug the algorithms for blob detection and background subtractor that I'm doing. But it's a live view. I can move the camera for you. Because it's attached to my scope here. So, but that's it. So when I change it changed completely, and it's doing the blob detection and also the background subtractor. And that's just for displaying. And I just wanted to show you guys that's coming from the camera. It's not coming from the 183 because the 183 doesn't fit on this wide-angle view lens that I have. It fits only on the scope, and my scope it's a very narrow narrow field, so I will not be able to show anything moving on that unless I point it to some plane or something on that in the sky. So that's it that I wanted to show, just for reference, so I can test everything on the BGS and on the Sky 360 Lib that I'm doing. And it's working directly with the USB attached to the Orange Pi. I'm showing directly from the Orange Pi. Okay, so everything that you're seeing here, the whole screen is on the Orange Pi.
So the front end is also on the Pi.
Everything here is on the Pi.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the whole Pi. Everything here. So that's the wider frame rate also, because I'm doing a lot of things, and the camera itself it's not as fast as it can right now. I don't know if that's an issue with the Pi, Orange Pi USB right now, the driver or anything like this, but it's something that I'm trying to figure out.
And you're still working with the standard QHY driver?
Working with the standard QHY driver, yes. The one from the SDK. I'm using the QHY SDK, and so I can change the exposure, I can change a lot of things.
What is the dynamic range?
No, I'm doing 16 bits, but no, I'm just applying getting the image and just then converting and displaying.
Okay, so the background subtractor is working on the 16-bit or on the 8-bit?
No, 16-bit. If you see me here, everything's I'm getting 16-bit images. I'm working on 16-bit images, and then before displaying, I convert to 8 bits.
Got it.
Just for displaying and for video recording.
Got it.
Everything is running on 16-bit images.
Wow.
Okay. So everything here is on 16-bit images, just for displaying here and for writing the text and for recording the video. When I want to do that, it converts to 8-bit. I do that on the last moment, just for displaying.
Yeah. So now you have about 4 FPS. When you get headless and without producing a video, you would certainly reduce a lot.
It can increase. This can increase a lot. Mm-hmm. It's 4 FPS. It's mainly because of the driver of the camera, the camera itself, the capture. The capture is low. I cannot get over 4 FPS on the capture. So that's a problem with the capture mainly. If I got like 20 FPS here from the capture, I'd get these at least for 8 or 10 FPS doing everything. It will be much higher. But the thing right now, the main problem right now is mainly the capture, the image capture, and not the background subtractor or anything else. Mm-hmm. And if I remove everything, if I remove the display, if I remove the resizing and the conversion and everything like this, I will have much more room to improve the frames per second. Yes.
Got it. Yeah. Christian, would the new firmware help here?
I don't see the problem here. I think it's one of the problem is from the usage of the parameters, but more from the software that generates the images, the control software of the camera.
Can you explain to Fabio what you mean? Sorry, I didn't understand.
What software are you using to take the images?
I'm using directly the QHY SDK.
Yeah, and this is the problem. Make use of a program like Fire Capture, K-Stars Ecos, or Astro DMX. Because the software that is delivered with the camera is completely rubbish and doesn't use what it is told to use.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense now for him to use file capture. He wants to test it with the simple tracker and
yeah, but you produce you produce a video of it.
No, but I'm using a live video here. I don't want to produce a video and then you use the video. There's no video. I'm capturing and I'm applying everything on the image. And I know I can use fire capture and things like this. I use it on my other directly on my PC, but I'm just directly connected to the QHY SDK that I downloaded from the QHY driver.
Yeah, but the SDK doesn't produce any quality images. That's the problem.
No, what do you mean it doesn't produce quality images?
Yeah, I don't understand, sorry.
Even file capture requires the SDK.
Yes, that's why I'm doing.
Maybe it's more a problem of the image format.
No, I'm capturing raw image here. I'm just capturing the raw image.
So you're capturing fit images.
No, I'm capturing the raw data. I'm not capturing fit images.
This is the problem. Images. The raw is in what you get out of here as a raw image is not what's raw as an image format. This is interpreted form of raw.
I think, Fabio, if you can show the code,
okay,
that will explain a lot. Okay?
Yeah, so yeah. Let me just stop here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me jump to the QHY. What I do here? Let's jump to the capture. I get I get the raw, the real raw data, just the pixels from the image. I don't get the format images. I don't get fit images or JPEG or PNG or anything like this. I get just the 16-bit image value pixels from the image. Even before applying,
that you have to interpret it into something like a format to just show it on the screen.
No, I don't. Okay, to show, I don't forget about showing on the screen. I don't even need to show that on the screen. Problem right now is that is the capture speed that I'm getting is very slow. So I don't need even to have to convert it to show. I just get raw 16-bit data mono image that I later, before displaying on the screen, I apply the Bayer filter just for display. I don't apply the Bayer the pattern anywhere else, just for displaying.
So, what's the bandwidth that you have right now?
I'm using the USB 3, the USB-C.
Can you show how much data is being transferred on it?
How much data? Let me see if starting here. Give me just a second. Okay, so right now I'm just getting this image on 16 bits, so I can just write down the amount of.
No, you use like a USB mon or something.
Yeah. Okay. Just a second. It's USB. I don't think I have it all here installed.
Yeah. Okay, I'll speak with you afterwards. We'll figure it out. But Christian, I think he's getting max capacity at this point. Like he's exhausting all of it.
Yeah, but in the matter of fact, I don't think I am, because I was able to achieve a much higher capacity before, because I'm not using the 183. Using the I will have to figure out. If you can help me later, that would be great.
Yeah. So let's take it offline, and I'll work with you on that.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Okay.
So I'll just stop sharing here.
And you're sleeping there for like what, a microsecond?
No, it's just I only sleep here when the get single frame that doesn't return success.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry.
So I sleep for like 10,000 microseconds. No.
Yeah.
No, not 10 seconds. It's 10 milliseconds. I sleep for 10 milliseconds, and then it goes.
No, I think it's actually less than 10 milliseconds. I think it's like
it's a little bit
10 microseconds. Also, yeah. Okay.
10,000 microseconds. It's 10 milliseconds.
Yeah.
So I sleep for that just before trying again. But usually, sometimes it goes okay. Sometimes it's, if I show it here.
Yeah.
If I show here, sometimes it has 18 tries, 16 tries before it gets an image.
Really?
Yeah. So
many
because the image is not ready. So it just returns an error, and I have to try again until the image is ready.
What is the exposure time?
Yeah, the exposure time right now is very low. It's 1 millisecond. So.
Millisecond. Okay.
Yeah, 1 millisecond. I can increase it here.
Oh, let it be. Why is the tries so high? Christian, any idea?
That I'm trying to figure out also, because I'm playing with the SDK and the parameters and the color and everything here. So
because when you have 15 tries and multiply this with 10 milliseconds, it means 150 milliseconds. That's why your FPS is so low.
So this is the parameters I'm setting the camera in the default parameters. Then I change the layer, like exposure and things like this. So, but that's directly control over the USB and QHR SDK.
Yeah. And which version of the SDK are you using?
The last one, the latest one. I have to look at it.
Okay.
I don't know that. I downloaded it like last week again, just to be sure.
Okay.
But it might be a problem with the SDK, because in the past, 1 or 2 months ago, I was getting like 20 FPS for the same camera, and right now I only get 6. So it might be something weird.
Yeah. I think there is some USB issues on the Pi, but let's work on it offline. I'll try it on my maybe the Nook or something, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay, perfect. That would be great, because I'm struggling with that for a while.
Yeah.
To change parameters and change USB traffic speed and then change a lot of things to just try to get the right frames per second for the camera.
Yeah, but you should try also to set the USB speed. That could also.
It's set in here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I missed that. Okay.
What is
it's set?
Zero should be unlimited. It should be like the maximum.
Unlimited,
yeah.
It's set in here. Yeah.
Here you state exposure is 2000. I think it's microseconds, so it's 2 milliseconds.
No, it's microseconds. But anyway, that's just the default exposure, and then I change it later on the demo here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So I change it here, somewhere around here, and then I set it. I change it as I want, and I change it down here also the exposure. You can just press a button and change the exposure.
Are you resizing the image before you?
I'm resizing. I'm resizing the image only for displaying, only here.
Only for display.
So I get the image, and only for displaying I resize it to.
And the
for
FPS
that just
is derived from the whole loop, or just from the interval from getting the image?
It's from, let's see. No, it's just for the main loop.
The main loop.
Just yeah, I'm not including this resizing.
Okay.
Yeah, the resizing and the conversion to 8 bits here, like I'm doing here, because I'm using 16 bits. Then here I convert to 8 bits. I'm not.
It later on,
yeah. Picking that. I'm doing that on the very end.
Yeah.
The Bayer, and then I convert to 8 bits, and then I show the image.
Yeah.
Christian, why does it take 150 milliseconds to retrieve an image from the QHY driver?
I would say it's a problem of the USB traffic from the Pi.
Sorry, can I just jump in there? That's kind of a bit putting someone on the spot there. I think maybe what you should do is just maybe take that away and investigate it a bit more.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do.
It's a bit rough, yeah.
Yeah, because I got a much higher frame rate before, and since I updated the driver and thing like this, it's getting lower. So they might have changes anything. Anyway, the Orange Pi have a lot of trouble with the USB drivers. The USB 3.1 directly doesn't work. I have to make it work. So it's an issue if we are Orange Pi right now. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'll work with you on that. We'll figure it out.
All right.
Cool. One step closer.
With my camera, I have the issue that if I turn off the cooling, I have to use much more exposure time, and that's reducing the frame rate a lot.
Yeah, on this case, this camera that I'm using is not a cooled camera, the one I just showed you. But yeah, I might try that on the 183 later.
Okay. Yeah, it would be interesting how it is with the 183, because yeah, we cannot say.
No, I tried that one with the 183, but it's much lower because the image is large. It's 4 times larger as this one, so it's 4 times the amount of data. Yeah. So I'm getting like 1 FPS.
Yeah.
In fact, 2 FPS more or less.
So we were talking about the driver, and we were also talking before about firmware. Christian Ido, can you give us a quick idea of where you're standing right now?
That will be Christian.
Okay, yeah. I'm working at the moment on the cooling system, because the cooling system gives us sensitivity of the sensor, and we can reduce the exposure time, and with reduced exposure time we have a better frame rate for that. And the signal to noise ratio will increase. So with regulating the temperature, regulating the exposure times, we can react to all the things that to all the changes within sunset and sunrise, and react to the different light situations.
So Christian, you say that the firmware you had is already working so far that you can upload it and the camera is powering up?
Yes, it's powering up, and I can receive manual images.
You can receive images manual? What do you mean with manual?
I didn't work on the automation process that an external source can say, okay, I want to have, let's say, 20,000 images like that. At the moment, I just have to, if I want to have an image, then I have to send an outside signal to retrieve that image.
Okay.
Because it's not automated yet.
Okay. Would it make sense, guys, when you, Christian, commit that on GitHub and Fabio, you take that version of Christian's and you make your call to the camera as you did it before, right now, with your tries every 10 milliseconds?
That's too early for that. Because it's
we don't need the firmware. We can use the QHY SDK for now.
Yes.
And that will be replaced.
I just heard that there are FPS restrictions or limitations because of that. I just wanted to know whether our driver that
no, there is no limitation of FPS on the SDK. Okay.
Okay.
There is licensing on limitation. Okay. Like you cannot commercialize on that SDK, but we are not going to do that, so that's fine, right? That's the only limitation the SDK has, but the SDK is fully functioning.
And you mean
okay?
it is not the bottleneck? Why?
No. I'm pretty sure there is like a USB issue. I've experienced it also. I've experienced it also before on the Pi. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I saw differences between the Pi 4 and the Pi 5 and all of that. Mm-hmm. So the best right now is let me and Fabio look it up into more details.
Okay.
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 So we can do some proper analysis.
All right.
Yeah. But by the way, it could be also an SDK version. Okay. It could be a specific bug in the SDK. That's also possible. We will look into it and figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. That in fact, I was just trying to investigate that because since like one and a half months ago, I was able to get 20 FPS from the same camera.
Yeah.
And right now I'm only getting 6. I was going to roll back my changes from that time just to see if it was something with my code or with the SDK. If it's the SDK, I will just try to get an older version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this implies for me that it is the problem is part of the driver, of the SDK.
No, not necessarily.
Not. Okay.
There are too many variables that change there.
Or both.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it probably needs to be taken offline and investigated. And
yes.
Then, I don't think we're going to solve it on the call.
Let's move on.
Okay, I get it. Sorry, I just want to make you discuss.
I think we really appreciate the interest. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it's going to be solved on the call.
Okay, so let me express.
Not that it's got anything to do with me. Sorry, not that I'm working on it at all. So,
but you raised my interest.
I just know what it's like being a dev.
But you definitely raised interest into your work right now, Mike. So, anything you want to report from your side?
Yeah, I'd like to give you guys a demo on some stuff. It's just to show you progress. It's not anything close to the final article. I don't think it's working properly, but I just kind of feel, as you guys know, I like to give demos, and just show progress.
And we love to see them.
It's just one of those. Yeah, it just kind of keeps people engaged, sort
Absolutely.
of thing, Okay, so I'm going to share. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Let me know if you can see.
Yes, see and hear.
Okay. So what I want to show you guys just quickly is just it's more on the monitoring side and just the progress being made on the monitoring side. Okay. So I'm just going to start this application up quickly. Okay, so that's running. So then the next application I'm going to start is the sample application for the Prometheus exporter. So I just need to get that up and running. And then I also want to start something which is basically the WebSocket stuff. So I just want to demo. Some of the stuff is probably not going to be required at all, but I feel compelled to demo just in case it helps someone else. Yeah, this kind of does this. I don't know why. I just need 2 minutes. Yeah, there's something a bit kind of iffy, flaky in here somewhere. Just give me. Okay. Right. Okay, so what we can see here now, so this is essentially metrics we're getting from the ROS to Prometheus exporter. I've just tried to get this stuff working. I've not looked into too much detail as to what it actually, the metrics are about. The application that is currently running is a C++ application. I'm not a C++ dev, so I probably need a little bit of help from someone that can interpret C++ better than I can to try and understand more as to what it does. The main thing here is I kind of wanted to show you that the dependencies and everything is being built into the container, as well as the application is being built as part of the setup script. So this part over here builds that application.
Yeah.
This is the data that's coming out of that application. Okay.
Nice.
So that was one thing I wanted to show. The other thing was I've got a Docker Compose script that will spin up Grafana and Prometheus. So this is Prometheus with some targets.
Yeah.
So yeah, eventually, hopefully. So there are a couple of other targets, which is like, okay, so now, and I'll run through these things quickly in a little bit, but so this is the target for the ROS Prometheus exporter. I don't have a dashboard for that yet because I don't understand the data. And I'm also not really, I need to understand Grafana a bit better. I'm not really a Grafana guy. So so I just kind of wanted to show that it is ingesting stuff. And then I just wanted to kind of show for some of the other guys.
So can you send me your data and I'll try to help you like what each one is?
Yeah, so there are a couple of layers there. So the first thing really is to try and understand this application, this ROS to Prometheus application. I'm not convinced that is a generic export of data. I think it might be bound to another application called the chatter application. So I need to understand what that is doing first and what data it's exporting first before I kind of can graph it properly, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so okay, so to put it in a different way, so I'm unsure as to what data this is being exported. I don't know if it's so I don't know how this application is working.
Yeah, so from the brief what I saw, it's actually looking and recording the DDS communication. Okay, so you should have there like latency. You should have like drops of messages, retries, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of my understanding as well. You set an environment variable and then it exports stuff. Okay, and so let me just circle back to that because I want to show you something else and the reason why I am a bit suspect. Okay,
Yeah.
So, but okay, so that's the exporter. This is Prometheus, and this is Grafana. So this dashboard here is basically the node exporter dashboard, and I kind of wanted to show some of the non-techie guys as to what Grafana is. So Grafana will give you like dashboards and graphs and all sorts of things. All this stuff is a predefined dashboard that I just installed, and it's based on the node exporter container which I'm running. So it's like 10 minutes work to get this up and running. But this is a big, like a kind of a full snapshot of the PC that is running the tracker. So you can see a lot of detail as to how the PC is operating. Those, and then, oh yeah, I wanted to show this as well. So this basically is the ROS to web bridge. I've subscribed to a topic and I'm getting data. And the reason I was trying to do this is I would like to produce my own metrics endpoint that I can feed into Prometheus so that we can then have a Grafana dashboard for Sky 360 to show what is being tracked and how much has tracked and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, this is not going to work. So I'm going to have to write a node that has a built-in web server that essentially subscribes to a topic and then.
Well, you can have Prometheus look at your log files.
No, Prometheus doesn't. No, then I'm going to have to. No, so Prometheus. Yeah. Okay. So mine. Okay. My understanding is okay. I don't know Prometheus enough. Like I don't. Okay, I'll have to look into that.
Okay.
I was going to go down the route of basically providing a metrics endpoint that it can poll on a, but I can look into the log file if that is a better option, because it depends on which way we want to go, if that makes sense. Because we can also include stuff like errors and all those sorts of things in a Grafana dashboard that says, it's
Yes.
you've had 5 errors or 10 errors or 20 errors or whatever. And
yeah, the whole idea for Prometheus is to collect data from log files, okay, and then have Grafana display them. Okay.
Yeah, but Prometheus
there is another tool like Logly or stuff like that you can actually create like advanced queries on the logs and try like to find patterns and stuff like that.
Yeah, so
like, Logstash, sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, okay. So I guess they're different ways of solving the same problem. My route was going to be just to have a metrics endpoint that Prometheus can call versus reading log files. I'm not necessarily saying that's the right thing. That was just what I was thinking initially. But so I just kind of wanted to demo Grafana. So with Grafana, there's also like a Prometheus dashboard, so you can see all the stuff to do with Prometheus, and hopefully we'll eventually have a Sky 360 dashboard that displays Sky 360 data. So that was the one thing I wanted to demo. And now I'll just go back and show you this quickly. So this is that ROS2 export I was referring to. So now if I go into here and I shut that application down, see the value is still the bytes. Yeah, so I need to kind of understand what's going on here, because for me, really, these values should kind of now stop changing because the application is no longer running.
Well, again, but it could be that you still have DDS running, right?
True. I don't know how I stop DDS then in that case, but But yeah, no, that's a fair point. So that's the bit that I'm just not like, this is a sample application. I'm just not sure exactly what it does, and so I don't. So at the moment, I don't trust it. So I don't want to spend time doing a Grafana dashboard until I understand the data a bit better, sort of thing.
Makes sense.
And yeah, so that's basically all I have to show, really. In all fairness, so it's, as I say, it's not terrible. It's nothing particular to us, but at least I'm trying to work towards a bit of a monitoring mechanism.
And it could be that the data transfer that it shows you overall a network. So if you run something like a BTOP, or I don't know how you monitor network usage, it might be equal.
Yeah.
But send me the application. I will try to look into it, like decipher what it's doing.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And that's pretty much. I'm just gonna stop sharing now, because that's pretty much as far as I got, really. So I've got like I've got a Docker Compose script and stuff like that I'm working on, and try, and those sorts of things. But yeah, the next thing for me is to understand that DDS exporter application a bit better, and I need some help with just understanding the C++. And then if that needs changing or adapting to our purpose, then so be it. And then also try and, off the back of that, develop a Grafana dashboard. See if I can maybe find someone that wants to do a Grafana dashboard. But yeah, that would be the next thing then, is to, once we get the data that we required and that is exporting correctly, then we just put a Grafana dashboard on top of that to visualize all that data properly.
Okay.
That's pretty much
cool.
It, really.
Cool stuff, Mike. Thank you very much for sharing. Do I
No
get
worries.
this right? The whole purpose of your efforts is to be able to monitor the system and to optimize it.
Yeah, monitor. I don't know about optimize, but certainly monitor. I think, yeah, I just want to get the monitoring working first, and then yeah, we can discuss more about optimization. I think that's probably a big conversation all unto itself, really. But yeah, the main thing is just trying to get some monitoring in. So we monitor the host, we monitor the DDS channels, we monitor, the tracker, and we monitor the monitor, and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So that we just have the ability to see what's going on with the system at any point in time, and hopefully then drive alerts if there are errors or like space issues and those sorts of things. Because as you know, if we're going to record at the frame size, the, what's it, 3,500 by 3,500 pixels, that will use quite a lot of data, and we need to be able to alert the end user that they're running out of disk space, for example. So it's just that sort of stuff. It's monitoring that sort of stuff.
Okay, I got it. That would be ideal for this, what we planned as a developer's view on the user interface, where only not the stationeer shall be have a view in, because it doesn't make sense mostly, but the developers. So yeah, got it.
No. Some of the warnings and alert will be on the stationary system. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Some things we can work with.
Yeah. So for example, there is running on a disk space. So think about it like you'll have like an event logger, right? That it's, think about like a table of what are the warnings and alerts the station has.
Mm-hmm.
Which means what actions the user needs to take, because he will need to take actions on those, right?
Yep.
We might need even to monitor the temperature of the camera and to see if it's getting too hot.
We know that. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah,
The temperature, the
exactly.
humidity. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All that sort of stuff will plug into. I suppose it's up to discussion as to whether you have a Grafana dashboard for all that stuff, or you build it into the application, or the UI or the GUI of the application, or if you want to separate the two, where the one is more, for example, a status view, and the other one is I don't know. All that sort of stuff can be. The main thing is being able to retrieve the data, in my opinion. I just want to be able to have Grafana draw the data, so that we have the option if we want to display it. Prometheus draw the data, pull the data, so that we have the option that if we want to have it on a Grafana dashboard, we can.
Yeah.
That's basically the main thing for me.
Is this a tool only restricted to one platform, or can this also be expanded over several platforms? So let's say if we add a Jetson and another Pi and whatever other.
Yeah, it's designed. I'll tell you, we use it to monitor an entire data center. Okay.
Okay. So
and even more than just one. Yes.
Yeah, got it. Sweet.
Yeah, it's a very standardized tool in the industry. It's a kind of a fairly mature tool as well. So it's pretty much the go-to for this sort of monitoring and graphing.
The next step, you can set up alerts on it and warnings, as you said, and what's important there, you can connect it to a service that will actually call you on your phone. Okay.
Okay.
So we can do a lot of nice stuff like that. I mean, that's how engineering team works today on production.
Yeah.
You actually get a phone call if there is an issue.
Would it make sense to have that integrated into the overall user interface?
So
that's what I'm thinking, because it seems kind of a lot of junk to keep track of for a user. Open this app for that, open that app for this, blah, blah, blah. It would seem more simple for the user to have one app to open. So
let me explain, okay? The front-facing customer or user, app or GUI that they use, okay, needs to focus on what they need to use it for, okay? They don't need to use it for debugging and looking at, internal stuff, okay?
No, of course not.
So that's why I don't think it's, although, emission control from NASA, definitely you can see like a temperature sensor there, right? Is that the priority of the station? Probably not, right? So I wouldn't say that should be like easily accessible for the user. However,
are you saying that as a developer?
Just a second. However, if the temperature is going, let's say 100 Fahrenheit, whatever, right? The user definitely needs to see it as an error log, because he needs to address it, right?
Yeah.
So I think there are two different things. Also, like this.
Are you saying having as a process running in the background that the user never touches?
So yeah, usually you only open the Grafana board when there is an issue, okay? And you do that to investigate, because then you look at it very refined, very low-level information, right? And now more than that, I can tell you, right? We need to be very careful what we are recording to, because if you are trying to record all I saw there it was like the 50 percentile, 90 percentile, 99 percentile. If those buckets are too big, you're gonna kill the hard drive just by writing all this information and creating all these buckets, right? So we need to be very smart about what data we need to log in Prometheus. Okay.
Yeah. So
for now it's a very good start, but there is a lot of work there. Just so you know. Okay.
Yeah, it was just that it was so the purpose of that was to demo and put a bit of a visual on some of the stuff, because you guys have probably heard the term Prometheus and Grafana and all these sorts of things, and this just gives you a view as to what that is. Whether what I showed is what we require is a whole different conversation. This was purely just to show. Kind of just show it a little bit,
Yes.
So please don't. Yeah, sorry.
No. I see this as a showcase, as a demoing. I get this, but it is also provoking ideas, isn't it? And I think we had the idea before that we integrate something like this into the user interface in a dev view, only available to devs, not to a normal stationer. He doesn't have access to it. Let's say you can cover it with a password or so that you get access to it.
So you can actually display Grafana plugins into your UI if you want to. There is no reason to reinvent the wheel. Okay. The only thing that needs to be custom is, what the station is all about. Okay. Monitoring. You're not in the business of monitoring. You're in the business of building a station. Focus on that. The monitoring can be like Grafana and Prometheus, as we see. Okay.
Because I think the station is going to be built on OpenMCT, so it.
Yes.
I think that's what's cool. So it really. I would be surprised if you find the same sort of stuff that Grafana does in there. There might be some sort of overlap, but they're going to be different. They're going to be different things.
Yes, like even in OpenMCT, okay, and I'm very familiar with such mission control systems, okay? You will have a monitoring system in the background that monitor everything separately. It has to be separate. Okay?
I think there are some things that I would like. I think there are some things that should be visible to viewers at all times so that they know what's going on with their system. I think many of our users are going to be educated with software programming and whatnot, and I think they would like to be able to see that stuff and not have it hidden from them.
Yeah, so think about it this way. What the user wants to see is the overall health of the system, right? PTZ, okay, degraded error, right? All sky camera, okay, degraded error. Those are the stuff they care about. Everything deeper than that can be inside the monitoring system. Okay.
So
and made viewable to
they care about high level stuff.
Because I know I would like to see CPU load and other things like that. I would like to be able to keep track of that. Just like when you're driving a car, every so often you check the temperature gauge and so on. You would want to do the same thing with your
So you will have very selected few. Yeah, but those you can still put them and feed them from Prometheus.
So to understand this,
can you not just have like an iframe or something like that points to Prometheus within the application?
No, there is a way to embed a Grafana plugins. There is a way to do that. Now it's interesting, and just so you guys know, like Rebecca is absolutely right. Like the capabilities of OpenMCT is OpenMCT is actually designed, right, to show you like a sensory data, right, in a very granular level, with the abilities of record and playback and go back in time and all of that. Okay. And again, the synchronicity of timing across all the plugins that you want, right? But it doesn't contradict the fact that one of the plugin can come from Grafana, like the data can come from Prometheus or whatever. Okay, they can live together. That's what I'm trying to say.
So can it be that we have two parts in play? We have the user interface for the stationer, and we have a dev tool, a maintenance monitoring tool, whatever you call it. And then there is a Prometheus core somewhere, either on each board or a central one. I have no idea.
No, just one. It's
okay,
one.
Just
it's a
one.
server that collects.
One collecting all the logs from all platforms.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this case, we have one tool for developers or for going deeply into a system, but we also have a user interface. And I'm totally with Rebecca that the user also wants to know how is the car, how is it behaving, how is it feeling right now. So what is the temperature, what is the CPU load, what is the, and so forth, all these parameters.
So let me ask you a question. Do you see what's the status on your car when you look, or you see only when there are like degraded modes, errors?
I take a look at it periodically. I don't wait for an alarm to tell me my car is going to overheat.
On what are you looking exactly?
And same with tires. I'm looking at the dashboard. I look at the temperature gauge. I look at the tire pressure gauges that tell me what.
But those okay.
For example, if I have one tire that's 10 pounds off on pounds per square inch, and it still doesn't tell me to change the tire, I know something's wrong and I have to get the tire checked. Even if my dashboard tells me there's nothing wrong with my tire.
Yeah, and we need to look at with the same mindset of how a stationeer. We look at the station dashboard, what the station dashboard looks like, right? But I don't see that the user needs to look at all the DDS communication and the retry of messages.
We're not talking about everything. No. You were talking, Mike was demoing a way to represent log data. Okay, we all get that. The only thing is that
not for the stationeer. Not for the stationeer.
The only thing that Rebecca has a point is that a stationeer shall also have a kind of the ear on the heartbeat to say that can be only two parameters, for example. I'm just saying something, okay? There can be only two parameters that I control to know that my station is okay.
I think we are going in circles again, so let's move on. We agree.
No, my question is very simple. You didn't allow me to put my question. My question is, so Prometheus is somewhere in the system, but can deliver information to a front end made of Grafana, for example, for the developers or for people who monitor it. But would it be possible that we integrate something in the user interface, also picking out data from Prometheus, but not everything?
That's exactly what I said.
Did you?
That's exactly what I said. You can have an open MCT plugin that feeds data from Prometheus.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Now I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you understand this now as well, Rebecca? That the possibility exists that we can have that?
I mean,
I understood it all along. I think Ido doesn't want as much information as I want, but I want more information, and I'm going to add it. So.
Yeah, I think you can just provide a hyperlink as well to basically point to the Grafana dashboard. You know, you can. I mean, there's so many ways you can do it. You know.
It could be too much, Michael.
Yeah. Yeah. No. But I'm just saying, there's lots of ways of doing it.
So,
you know.
You all have cars, and in a car there's this DP2 connector. So you can have a laptop and connect that, and you see all the parameters of your car. That is a dashboard with hundreds of parameters. In your driving dashboard, you only get, let's say, 5 or 6. That's the same what we think here.
Yeah, no, I know. I understand.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I think we're all talking roughly the same sort of thing. There's some details that need to be worked out, but I think we're all in agreement that the stationeer doesn't want to get information overload. You know, we want to show him the alerts if there's a problem. Yes. You know, and we also want to give if you are a bit of a nerd and you want to go and look at more information, then you can, and you want to just cover all those options.
Yes.
It's just how you do that. You know, is which we can work out as we go along.
Yeah. I mean, we are all on the same page basically when I listen to all of you. But the only thing is we have to be on the same page by listening to each other and understanding each other. So if I ask some stupid questions, I always do them in a way so that all others who did not ask those questions understand what's going on. That's the only
Of
reason.
course.
That's why I
Yeah, no, of
ask
course,
sometimes a little bit too much, just for
Well,
reference.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any such thing as a stupid question, and you can ask away as much as you want. I don't think there should be any restriction on that. Our job to try and explain it better if we're not doing a good job. The first time.
Sometimes you have all of you have your very particular wording, let's say, and I think it's important that we to bring that on one page so that we all speak the same or understand this language. Okay, we were talking about OpenMCT. Rebecca, do you have any experience now with OpenMCT? Do you have anything that you could test so far?
To test?
Oh yeah, you say something. Okay.
Well, I've only just started. Like I mentioned in the chat room, I have to take things step by step, and trying to jump ahead and have a complete working, sample of something. It's going to take some time. I have to go through the steps, receive the data from ROS 2, so it's taking some time. And so, no, I don't have anything. I posted some pictures of some potential of what we could have.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so not right now, not any tests.
Okay.
Nothing to test or to show.
Okay, no worries. When I ask for something like this, Rebecca, please, any one of you, please don't feel as if I'm the schoolmaster kind of. Yeah, please don't feel that way. I'm just doing rehearsing here what I learned from you during the week on Discord. So our reason for this meeting is to rehearse this, just to bring it back on the table, because yeah, that's the video that we record and people have to know this because other people do not have access to our Discord internally. So that's why I think it's important just to rehearse this. And yes, I get this, that you couldn't make any demo yet. But you are quite confident. I think we're all very confident that OpenMCT is the solution to go for.
Well, I have a demo that I posted in the chat room, one with a video, and that's a demo of something, but it's not for Sky 360, but it's a demo of what we can do. But there are also other features that we can add, maps, for example, and like Ida was saying, Grafana, Prometheus plugins. So there's quite a lot that can be done with it. There is a small demo. It's in the chat room, in the GUI chat room. And so we do have a demo.
Okay, cool. One question, Ida was mentioning this, I think, is playback functionality. Does OpenMCT have that functionality in a playback to have skip forward, playback, speed of film? Playback?
It does. It does, yes. But my question is, we just need to make sure that the timestamps are correct that we receive from ROS 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it will be. Has to be.
Okay, so basically OpenMCT allows us to have that functionality in a player.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect. All right. Anything else around that topic? Otherwise, I'd say
I'll have a short demo.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I was sick, so it's not full as I was hoping for. But I'll show something. Let's see if yeah. Let me know when you see my screen. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Okay. So I did some work on the Nook with NixOS. And basically, I have a base image right now that installs. Second. It's me. Yeah, here we go. Installed HackRF, GQRS, Cubic STR, libUSB1, and FXload.
Okay.
Okay, so right now this image will be able to. It has a UI, you know, the normal. I don't know, awesome or put there.
Just a short interrupt. Just we
Yeah.
all on the same page. What you're showing us is the configuration for creating a Nix package.
Yeah, so this is like the packages that will be loaded. What I'm working on right now, it's the QHY SDK, right? That's the next patch that will come. And after that, it will be our ROS packages. Okay?
Okay, cool. And the libUSB 1 and the FX load are already the versions that are in circulation. Wow, cool.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was really worried that we couldn't make that one in time. Cool.
Yeah. So no, that's it. No, not much more than that.
Yeah, perfect.
Straightforward. Yeah, but now I'm working actually to build that image and do an update. So it's either we'll update the machine with more latest packages, right? Or create an SD image to bootstrap the NUC, right? Yeah, and I already have for the Pi 4, you know, something. So I need to work to consolidate all of this to like a proper build.
Why you just said Pi 4? Why did you say that?
Because that's what I have, right? I already built that for Pi 4.
Okay, you didn't have a Pi 5 yet. Yeah, got it.
I didn't have a Pi 5. The Pi 5 right now, there is no kernel for it available, so I can't do anything with it, right? Regarding NixOS, until they fix the NixOS kernel, then I will be able to do it.
So there's no ARM64 kernel for NixOS?
No, okay. There is, but it's not open source. So in order for me to build it for the for Pi 5, right? I need to. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, let me share a screen and I'll show you. It's going to be very technical, but short also. It's not. Yeah.
No worries.
I don't know. No, it's not. Yeah, so if I look at the hardware configuration, okay, this is for the NUC, right? You see here that there is the host platform x86-64, right? And then you see like there is hardware CPU Intel with whatever configuration, right? Now, and you see here like some available kernel modules that I'm installing, the kernel module, right, and all of that. For ARM, it's different. And the definition, these modules for ARM for the Pi 4 do not exist. In order for me to create them, I need to understand how the kernel was compiled. Okay? Now, because I don't know how it was compiled, the only way I can do is like try and error, because it goes to the level of how everything is connected electronically on the board, right?
All right.
And that's what. So someone is working on it for Nix, but he said it will take him at least like 3-4 months, if not more, to complete it. Yeah, it's again, it's not easy to do reverse engineering like that.
So
and he's doing it on the side. It's not his main job.
So this guy is the only one working on porting NixOS for the Pi 5?
Yeah, but look, if that will become a point, and he doesn't show progress, I will try to reach out to him and see if he can guide me. So I will step in and try to do that.
Wait a second, but this is this a breaker for us? A barrier?
No, because here Fabio is using Ubuntu on it, right?
Ah, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So Ubuntu as a fallback. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing stopping us.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And the producer, Orange, the company, they are not doing anything along that line, I assume.
I'm sorry?
the producer of the Pi 5, the Orange, the company, is not doing anything in that direction.
No, I sent them a bunch of emails. They are not responding.
Mm-hmm.
I asked them to support NixOS, but they are not doing that. So.
Okay. And this this guy who is working on it, and do you have you know this guy? You know that you have contact to him, something like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I contacted him. I didn't do like a proper introduction or anything. It was just short.
Yeah.
But we'll see if he doesn't. Again, if he doesn't follow through, then I'll reach out to him again and see. You know, what's the next step.
What is your impression? Is he working for a company, doing this for a company?
No. He's doing it on the side.
Oh yeah. Okay. He's a hobbyist.
Yes.
Okay.
Look, most of the stuff on NixOS are hobbyists. You know, they do stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Now at least we have a fallback with Ubuntu.
Richard.
Yes.
Richard, I can show that video I did before. I just can't talk during the video because
Yes.
You want me to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'll probably only do half of it. A couple of minutes. Okay. Hold on.
Shoot. Hey, Matti, can you hear us? Ah.
Yes. Hi.
There you are. Hi. We haven't spoken for a while.
Well, nothing to add. But yeah, your progress is quite fine. So yeah, keep up the good work.
Okay, see your screen. Are you saying something, Rebecca?
No, she said that she was unable to say anything.
Get out and back in and... Can you say something, Rebecca?
She's not saying anything, Richard. She can't. She's just demoing. She's just walking through.
Okay, she's not talking with us. Okay.
No, she's not talking.
Okay.
Yeah, she said that when she starts demoing, she cannot talk because I don't know if this computer doesn't have this.
I see. I didn't even hear that. Okay. Okay. So she's showing us UI elements. Cool, exporting.
Yeah, this is OpenMCT.
Mm-hmm. 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 And I assume that this widget also allows for multiple data plots in one view, I assume. All right.
Yeah, you can show with that like video frames, video streams, audio. You can do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, you can actually create like workspaces and then each workspace has its own specific view for what the stationeer needs to focus on.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like the first page would have the videos and maybe a couple of graphs of whatever was important to show. So yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And these are widgets, so you can place them anywhere.
I think so, yes. I think so. I don't think the user can drag and drop them anywhere, but the developer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's not so good if the user is capable of able to move widgets around. It only messes things up.
Right.
You've shown us a data plotter, and I assume that the data plotter is also capable of multiple feeds. That you have, let's say, 2, 3, let's say X, Y, Z coordinates, for example, at the same time. Yeah. Cool.
And I didn't show, but you can also select time frames and dates to replay. So you can do that as well.
Okay. Do you see anything that we need in our user interface that is not able from the get-go for OpenMCT? Or do you think it's all covered?
I think it might be all covered.
Okay.
They even have an ability where, well, not an ability, not they themselves, but you can, for example, have an image of the Sky 360 station and point the mouse to a particular section, and it can bring up a graph of that sensor. The data that's being read from that graph. So it can do that as well. So you don't even have to have, in other words, you don't have to have a list of graphs. You can actually just have a picture of the Sky 360 station, drag your mouse over to a part of it, and a graph will pop up showing what the sensor readings are for that particular device that's on the station. So it's really interesting, yeah.
Okay. Neat.
Okay, guys, I have to step out for today.
I want to speak with you.
Yeah, we can do that later. I have to take care of something here. The night is still young.
Okay, I wanted to speak with you and Richard. That's why.
Apparently bleeding, so we'll get a 30-second comment here for infection control. Nasty scratch.
Okay, Bojan, I mute you.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. Christian, are you saying something?
Not at the moment, but yes,
Okay.
yeah, now yes. Okay, how we are going to do that? Because I have to do something for about 2 hours. So can we do a rain check on that, Ido? Or
of course.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys meet in 2 hours or so, wherever you check it yourself.
Yeah. And Christopher, sorry, Richard, I'll speak with you after this call.
Okay. I just want to it's now at the clock and we are about to close this session. I just want to make the possibility for Jannik, because we didn't talk with Jannik yet. Jannik, did you want to demo us anything today?
Actually, not really.
Okay.
I can say that I used the Simple Tracker to process about 3,500 of these video clips that we have in the archive. Wow. But I'm still categorizing all the output. And once I have done that, I'm going to use that to extend the kinematics model that we have. Mm-hmm. So I collected tons of raindrop tracks. And I think that's a really good thing, because we can use that to actually identify raindrops when they are there and just exclude them. and this will make sure that the stationeers not get annoyed too much because they get notified all the time when it's only a raindrop on the camera.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm working on currently.
Okay. Reducing false alerts. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, whenever you're right, tell us that if you want a demo.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you very much for the day. It was a long day today. Yeah, we'll see each other in the coming days. And stop recording for today.